Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing my January TBR. I have brought the magic hat back, so we're going to be picking some books out of here. First, I'm going to go through a few books that I'm planning to read. One of my goals for this year was to put fewer books on my TBR every month so I could do more random TBR draws and also just have a little more flexibility during the month to pick different things. So I have 4 books that I have picked for myself that I'm putting on my TBR, and then I'm going to pick some other things out of the hat as part of that, which I'll talk about a little more later. I have asked some friends to contribute suggestions, so I might be picking their books out of the hat this month. So first of all, like I said in my 2021 goals video, I am starting The Wheel of Time. I have promised my best friend that I'm going to read The Wheel of Time this year. So actually I probably need to read more than one a month if I'm going to get through the whole series this year. She actually read the whole thing, or reread the whole thing straight through last year. Didn't read anything else, just read The Wheel of Time while she was reading the series. So I don't think I can do that, I'm sorry. But I'm going to start with The Eye of the World this month. I have read this book twice before over the last 20 years. I feel like I remember some things about it, but probably not that much, honestly, because I was pretty young the first time I tried to read this series. So we'll see. Maybe 2021 will really actually be the year that I finish The Wheel of Time. Actually, I promised that I would, so I guess it will be, whether I like it or not. The next book that I definitely want to read in January is The Arm of the Sphinx by Josiah Bancroft. This is the sequel to Senlin Ascends. I meant to read this book a couple of months ago, and my Cosmere reread basically derailed all of my other reading plans for about the last 2 to 3 months of 2020. So, I mean, that was really fun, but it's time to read some other stuff now. I think I've already talked about this series and this book a few times recently, but I'm looking forward to reading The Arm of the Sphinx next month, and I have promised I am definitely going to do it. The third thing that I'm putting on my TBR for sure is The Burning God by R.F Kuang. This is the 3rd book in the Poppy War trilogy. I will admit that I was incredibly traumatized when I read both The Poppy War and The Dragon Republic. I've seen some people that read both of those books this year, and while I think it's a great trilogy, I just don't understand how people could deal with having like less than a year in between books. I'm kind of glad I was reading them basically upon release. So The Burning God came out the same day as Rhythm of War, I think. Either way, it definitely came out in November. I haven't read it yet. I do want to know how the trilogy wraps up. I also know, based on the first 2 books, I am sure I will be equally traumatized coming out of The Burning God, and I just have to accept that that's the price of reading it. So I probably have been slightly hesitant to start this book, but it's time. I need to rip off the band-aid and just find out how this trilogy ends, and then I can, recover after that. The last book I'm putting on my own TBR this month is Chaos Choreography by Seanan McGuire. This is the 5th book in the InCryptid series. One of the series I want to finish reading this year is InCryptid. I've really enjoyed the first 4 books. They are super fun. I feel like whenever I've tried to describe the InCryptid series, I'm not sure how well I'm doing, but basically this series is about a quirky family of cryptozoologists. They're a little bit weapons obsessed, but anyway, they are trying to help keep the cryptid community safe and keep it secret from the humans, but also keep the humans safe from the cryptids as well. The point of view in these books changes every book or two to different members of the family, but book 5 is back with the point of view of Verity Price, who was the main character for the first 2 books, and I know that in this one, she has to resume her secret ballroom dance career for some reason. I actually don't remember why in the description, but so it involves her basically going back on reality TV, which was kind of her backstory from before the series started, when she was trying to juggle being a professional ballroom dancer and a cryptozoologist. So now we have the magic hat. I'm going to put 10 things in here, and 7 of them are prompts that I'm giving myself. Well, I think some of these are books and some of them are just prompts, so I'm going to go through what I'm putting in, and then I've also asked 2 friends and my husband to each contribute 1 book that are also going to go into the hat. I have no idea what those are, so then we'll see what I draw. Okay, so we have that. Okay, we have Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. This is the sequel to Rage of Dragons. I liked Rage of Dragons, but it wasn't my favorite, so I'm meaning to read the follow-up because I'm intrigued by the series, but it definitely wasn't a series that I was as obsessed with as a lot of people seem to be. But even so, I would like to get to Fires of Vengeance at some point, so I'm putting that in the hat for this month. Next, we have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is, I think, a sort of dark fantasy school story. I like Naomi Novik. I love school stories, so I really do want to read this one. It's been on my list for a while, so I'm putting this in the hat as well. Next, we have The Unspoken Name by A.K. Larkwood. This is a book that I've seen recommended a couple of times, but haven't really heard anyone talk about. It did come out last year, and it is about an orc priestess turned assassin, I think, which sounds like a pretty epic story. I don't think I've ever read a book where an orc was a main character. In fact, I don't think I've seen an orc in fantasy in a long time, because that is kind of more of a classic fantasy race that doesn't show up so much anymore. But anyway, I thought that sounded pretty cool. The book seemed interesting, so we're putting The Unspoken Name in the hat. I also just wanted to write out some prompts for myself that hopefully would be fun. So the first one is to pick a reread from 2020. So I'll pick something I read in the last year, and I will reread that next month because I like rereading and I want to make a little bit more time to do it. I did reread the entire Cosmere, so I guess I can't complain that I didn't reread anything last year, but still. I feel like since I've been doing the channel, I'm feeling really excited to read new stuff all the time, which is awesome, but I want to make sure I still get to reread things sometimes. So that'll be anything I read in the last year. I can pick and reread that. Then I put a book releasing January 2021. I really hope I don't pick this because I don't think very much is coming out in January 2021. I think January is not really a month where anything comes out because people are just like in a holiday shopping and viewing and reading coma. So there are really no movies in January, and I don't think there are really a lot of books in January, but if you know of any, whether or not I get this prompt, just let me know. Is anything good releasing in January? Okay, then we have a book written before 1990. I picked that because it's the year I was born. So yeah, I thought that would just be fun. I don't know what I will pick for that at all. I didn't make a plan, but you know. Then for my last prompt, I have chosen the genre mystery. So I will find a mystery to read. This is a genre I want to read more of right now. So I don't have anything pre-chosen, but if I draw this, I'll pick something. So I just gave my husband those prompts to fold up so we can put them in the hat. He's back there folding carefully. Hopefully he won't make any noise that picks up on the microphone. But then I have 3 more prompts from 2 friends, and then one from my husband. So my husband complained that he thinks he has the hardest job in terms of recommending books for me, which is he kind of has a point because I usually tell him what to read based on my recommendations of what I've read. So for him to turn that back around and think of something to tell me to read is a little bit unfair, but you know, I made him do it. So I have no idea what he's put. Then I asked our friend Daniel, who as you guys might know, is the one who gave me this Elantris Leatherbound, and that's also his copy of Starsight right there. So he has sent my husband a book that is going in the hat for me. And then I also asked my best friend, who is the one who I told what I would read Wheel of Time. I'm not going to say her name on the channel, but I'll just call her A. So she has given me also, well, I had her send my husband also a prompt for a book. So those are the 3 things that are going in the hat that I don't know about. I think I'm gonna pick a total of 4 things from the hat. So there are 10 things going in, I'm gonna pick 4, and whatever is left over, I can recycle for next month. All right, so here's all 10 prompts. We're putting them in the hat. It's the magic hat, we're gonna shake it. I don't know if that does anything. They're not very heavy, so maybe I'll mix, they're all like the tip of the hat. This was approximately $4 off Amazon, but I just really wanted, someone suggested this to me, I can't remember who it was, but a viewer told me I should pick things out of a sorcerer's hat because of my channel name, so I thought that was pretty great. All right. I know, I'm definitely hoping I get the mystery prompts because if I don't, I'm gonna have to wait until, you know, the future to find out what they were. There is a 30% 30% chance. Is that how probability works? I think a 30% chance that I'll get one of those at least. Or get any single one of, I don't know. I'm not gonna do math, okay? 3 out of 10 are the prompts. Okay, so here's the first one. Pick a reread from 2020. All right, so I get to pick a reread from something I read in 2020. So I will have to think about that. Okay, so for my reread, I am going to pick a memory called Empire because I was thinking about it yesterday and I realized while I remembered most of the concepts in the book, I couldn't remember what happened in the end completely. Like I remember some events, but some of it's a little bit shaky, and the sequel is coming out in February, I think, so it would probably be useful for me to reread this one. Also, I think I have a copy of it that I just ordered coming, so I don't have to worry about the waiting list at the library, so that will be really nice. This is a book that I really, really enjoyed. Obviously, it won the Hugo last year. It's a great book. I think I will get something out of rereading it. Okay. I feel like they're all stuck. I feel like they're all kind of stuck together, too. I'm getting all the, Okay, we have a book written before 1990. Fine. Why did I put that? I don't know. It'll be fine. A lot of stuff was written before 1990. I'm sure I can think of something. So for my book written before 1990, I decided to find the oldest stuff I could. So we have The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte, which was written in definitely before 1990. Why doesn't it say, I know this book was published in the 19th century, but it doesn't actually say in the beginning of this. So that's frustrating. Okay, it looks like it was published in 1848, which is around what I thought. And it looks like the author died the year after. Yeah, so I honestly can't remember what this is about. It is not a classic that I have read. I think I picked this up at a used bookstore, but this should make my mother happy because she has a degree in English literature. All right, let's shake this again. I'm not very happy with how this is going. Oh, okay. We have The Slow Regard of Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss, contributed by Daniel. That is true. I have not read that. That is the novella that he wrote that is set in the same world as the Kingkiller trilogy. It's been a lot of years since I read anything by Patrick Rothfuss because, you know, he's not publishing anything. Cool. All right. You know what? I'm going to cheat. Because this one's a novella, I'm going to pick 5 things out of the hat instead of 4. That's fair, right?
Yeah. You're going to regret it so much, but it's going to be fun.
Oh, did you pick something really long? Draw number 4. Why am I getting all of these? Okay, a book releasing January 2021. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go research what's coming out next month. Help! Okay, I had to go away for a second to find a book that is releasing in January 2021 that looked interesting to me because I didn't know of any, and I don't think there are a lot of releases, but I found The Hall of Smoke, wait, there's no the, it's just Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long, which is an epic fantasy featuring warrior priestesses and fickle gods at war. And apparently it's a Viking-inspired fantasy. Honestly, this one could go either way, but it's a debut author, which, you know, if it's good, that would be cool to discover. So yeah, hopefully this will be a good choice, but if not, I will let you know how it goes. That was 4, but I'm giving myself a bonus draw because I'm cheating and because Daniel recommended me a novella, so I feel like I can probably fit something else in. And next month, I'm not giving myself any prompts, just titles. Oops, something fell out. That's perfect. Okay, let me get that. The Unspoken Name by A.K. Larkwood. Like I said, it is an epic journey of an orc priestess sentenced to die who escapes her fate only to become an assassin for the sorcerer who rescued her. Sounds pretty cool. But I have no idea what my husband or what A put in this hat, and I'm gonna have to wait another month to find out, so that's really frustrating. Okay, so that's my TBR for January 2021. I'm thinking that for next month, I would like to have you guys contribute some things to go into the hat as well. So I will take the first 2 comments on this video that make an appropriate suggestion for a recommendation, by which I mean it should be something I haven't read yet. It's okay if you don't know. And I really don't like horror or really creepy things. So please don't recommend any of that. Other than that, unless I have a really strong reason not to, I will take the first 2 suggestions that you make and I will add them to the draw for next month's TBR.